Anand Kumar ji. He's the DG jail in Uttar Pradesh. He's joining us from Lucknow. Anand Kumar ji, अगर मेरी आवाज़ आ रही है sir, at this point of time, when it comes to the situation in performing an essential service, at a time when people who are now out on the streets have been seeing criminal cases filed against them, have you seen people getting arrested and therefore being brought to your doors because of violating curfew and breaking lockdown, sir?
Very few people have been brought to the jails. You see, even the police is sensitized to the issue that jails is not the right place for violators as of now, until their violation deemed so. And as of now, cases are being registered, and we are taking adequate precaution. Even if they are brought to the jails in whatever numbers, we ensure that they are quarantined. We have quarantine cells in each of our 71 jails across the state, and every new inmate is quarantined for a period of 10 days and kept under observation, so that there is no spread of the disease inside the jails.
Sir, I have to ask you this question. Given that India is in lockdown, are we looking at a relatively crime-free few days? I mean, you are not the person going out and then making the arrest, but what's the information? Have you seen less people out on the streets, so less issues of petty crimes and whatnot?
I can tell you that the number of inmates coming into our jails, the average has dropped down to 400 to 500 per day. Earlier, it used to be more than 2,000. So there is a drastic reduction in the number of inmates coming in our jails.
Okay, what about the jail structure itself, sir? In doing social distancing, I know it's an ironic question to ask, but there are times where even in jail cells have to be shared by people, communal areas have to be shared. I'm sure it's very complicated for you. It's not an easy solution to find.
Well, let me give you a surprise in that case. The jails are doing very well, and faced with the pandemic, the jail inmates have risen to the occasion, geared up, and the jails in UP have created a record of sorts. In the last 12 days, they are manufacturing and stitching 180,000 masks, which are not only for internal consumption, but for the consumption of the general public and for officers and men of the various government and non-government organizations. The jail inmates, imbued with a sense of purpose and also a commitment to the nation, are really toiling hard in our jails. 64 of our jails are manufacturing masks on a day-to-day basis, and the inmates are working 12 to 15 hours every day.
That's heartening news, sir.
And let me tell you that
yes,
the quality of the mask. Yeah, let me also give you some information that the mask which you are making in the jails is made of 35 micron cloth. It's a double-layered mask. The input cost being 4 rupees, and 1 rupee per mask is given to the inmate, and he's doing it very happily. So we are giving masks for a total 5 rupees to anyone and everyone who wants it. And we've saturated our inmates as of now, and we have 75,000 masks in surplus, which we can give out to any NGOs, any charitable organizations, or anybody, even for free.
Okay, that's happy news, sir. And if you could take that idea and further take it, sir, because this is an amazing job. Something similar was being done in New York, and very happy that you're already in surplus. Before we even got into a crisis, you got this operational. Take it up into PPE also, sir, in terms of the clothing, which also utilizes the same cloth, but covers the entire body, which one of the good doctors from Bombay is telling us is something in short supply. What about your own team, sir? I'm sure your family is equally concerned about your health and safety.
Sure, let me give you a...
Yeah.
Well, we have our duties to perform, and we are taking all due precaution, but we have to perform our duty. We have to be constantly aware of what is going on in our jails. The entire jail staff and officers are geared, working round the clock to ensure that there is no incidence and spread of corona in our jails. We have our doctors, our paramedical staff are working round the clock. The jail hospitals are full of medicines. We have isolation cells, 88 isolation cells spread across 71 jails. And as I told you, we have a quarantine barrack in each and every jail. And therefore, we are taking all the precautions possible. Social distancing is being practiced to the extent possible, because there is a problem of overcrowding. However, let me tell you in this regard that the Honorable Supreme Court has issued certain guidelines to reduce the congestion in the jails. And very soon, in the next 1 week, there will be a drastic reduction by way of giving people bail and also by giving people parole. People who are eligible as per the Supreme Court guidelines. And action in this regard has already been initiated.
And if the daily intake has reduced and stays at that level for the next couple of weeks, that will also help you. I have to ask you then the logical, practical question next, sir.
If you can give me a minute.
Yeah, go ahead. Please, sir, take your time. Go ahead.
Sure. I just wanted to tell you that in our jails, disinfectants and sanitizers are being manufactured also through locally available resources, and we are using it in a big way, and they're being used profusely. At least 3 to 4 times a week, our entire jails are being sanitized with the help of the inmates. And therefore, I mean, as far as the sanitary conditions in the jails are concerned, despite the overcrowding, it is very good, and we are taking abundant precaution in that regard.
Well, I'm glad the additional steps that you're taking have come in a timely fashion, sir. At a time like this, when we are not only in a national crisis but in a global crisis, I'm sure you've heard, sir, now the UK Prime Minister has tested positive. Prince Charles tested positive a couple of days ago. The reality is dawning that America now is the number one most infected country. This concept of lockdown now, when public dislocation happens at such a large level, I know there are still some people who are not getting it and are violating the lockdown, sir. But not to have a law and order issue anywhere in the country. I haven't seen one law and order issue anywhere in the country reported where we've seen rioting or mass agitation by anyone. It's pretty unique, sir. Now, in your experience, when generally such mass dislocations happen, anxious people come out on the streets. They haven't this time.
Absolutely, I think the people deserve a pat on the back. They have risen to the occasion. They have understood the nuances of this pandemic and the ramifications which the disaster it can cause. And therefore, the general people are also aware of what their duties are and that they should stay indoors. And this is a very welcome sign. And that is why the law and order machinery, despite working overnight and despite going without sleep, is being able to create more than a semblance of law and order in the country.
This might not pertain directly to the jail system, of course, sir, but given the fact that there are less people now breaking curfew or breaking the lockdown, is this allowing the police authorities to focus on maintaining other essential services, providing SOS to elderly people and etc.? Is that happening now, or is it still mostly about getting people back home?
Well, the video footages and the posts on the social media are adequate testimony to the fact that the police is not only involved in keeping people indoors but also helping them out. You've seen the police on the streets and on the roads giving food to people, to migrant laborers and people who are homeless. You've also seen the police helping people to procure medicines through WhatsApp numbers and by sending the PRV vehicles in UP. Dial 112 vehicles are being profusely used to send essential items, medicines to people's doors. And therefore, the police is also doing a job which fulfills their social responsibility and also goes a long way in changing the image and perception of the police.
It's obviously not a perfect system, but we are all adapting at a rapid pace. Anand Kumar, DG Jail, Uttar Pradesh, thank you for your service to your country, sir. And please thank everyone, including the jail inmates, for the effort that they are taking in a national cause at this point of time. And please, thanks to your family, who I'm sure are equally anxious about your health and safety. Thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.